Andy Firth here, the 2nd of May 2020. Just want to say a few words about all the different attempts to build ventilators. Clearly what I've produced is right at the bottom of the list of ventilator designs, very simple, very pragmatic, no feedback, no sophisticated controls, purely a primitive pumping back device for a BVM bag, a bag valve mask device. The first version, if you look at my earlier videos, you'll see this device being used. The second version and something completely different being driven by a stepper motor that I've just produced a short video on. Really what I just want to say is that there are lots of groups out there looking at ventilators, some looking at right at the top end how to build very sophisticated ventilators. That's clearly not the field that I'm looking at, not least since I haven't got the resource or the equipment to be looking at such a thing. Middle groups, and then there are groups at the bottom that are looking at fairly pragmatically designed devices with windscreen wiper motors and whatever might be to hand in a typical sort of mechanics shop or timber workshop or something like that. And that's a valid area to be looking at. I feel confident of that. But really, I think the areas that looking at the designs that have been put together, there are lots of machines out there now that are capable of pumping BVM devices, be it with windscreen wiper motors or cranked motors or cammed motors with cams attached, or I guess there must be one out there somewhere with a pneumatic cylinder driving a pumping action. Here I've got a very unusual plastic bottle driving a pneumatic pumping action. Here's a stepper motor. I've seen stepper motors used in other ways with a long screwed rod and that adjusting the pumping action. There are lots and lots of permutations for driving this pumping action. I think that certainly this is the least. There's lots of areas that should be refined if you are looking at those. The manner in which the pumping takes place, the speed that the action happens, how quickly the maximum speed is reached and how it's decreased at the end, and whether the dwell time when it's not pumping and when it is pumping should be equal, or whether there should be a slight difference there. But fundamentally, they've all got their merits and their disadvantages. Of course, if you haven't got a stepper motor, you can't build this device. If you haven't got access to pneumatics and Arduino, or indeed an Arduino for this one, you can't build some of these devices. And it's all about what equipment the group trying to quickly put one of these things together has to hand, which design suits them best. But I think the area that we're all assuming that they have is the BVM bag, the bag valve mask device. And really, I'm not sure that we can all assume that the bag valve mask devices do exist everywhere. So if I was to continue looking at this area, and I'm sort of assessing whether to go ahead and look at a few more things, what I will be looking at next is the mask, which I've looked at. I've got a video on masks that I produced about 3 or 4 weeks ago. The valves that need to be improvised somehow, and I've got some methods for improvising valves, and the actual bag itself, which I don't find particularly easy to improvise. I have tried. My original design for these was to have a plastic bottle as the BVM bag, but it struggled to work, and so I wasn't able to get the kind of tidal volume I wanted from one bottle, and I ended up trying to stack the bottles to get to a tidal volume that was sort of 600 mils by stacking multiple bottles crisscrossing with each other, trying to recover their shape. It was very awkward. So if someone out there needs to come up with, I think, a better BVM bag design, and the route that I would be looking at if I was going to be looking at it, and I might do, I'm playing around with it, but would be bellows or a concertina kind of arrangement. Not easy to engineer, lots of folds. They can then be, once they're folded, they're areas of weakness, and they're not just folded, they're corners double folded. So then you get piercings, and then the bag leaks. Another area I'd like to think about is just a rolled up tube that was very long and sealed at both ends and squeezed in the middle, and that looks to me like a very simple vessel to fabricate. It's very long, just sealed at the ends, and you're only squeezing it in the middle. So you're just relaxing the curvature, so it's blown out to this size somehow. You have sort of got to recover the shape still, but let's hope that it's that size in the middle, and you squeeze it and then relax it, squeeze it and relax it, and that squeezing in the middle means you're not creasing any of the material, and it can be a fairly primitive material, fairly unsophisticated material from which the bag can be made. But then you've got all the issues of sealing as well. So there's lots of little details in making a primitive BVM device, but I think that is where my attention would go now if I had the time and the opportunity, and we'll just see what happens. But that's all I've got to say on the matter. Best of luck everyone, and feel free to take my ideas and do what you will with them. But remember, read the disclaimer. Thanks, bye.